From multiple locations via the miracle of Skype, it's the LTN Hour. Let's talk NASCAR with your host, Todd Bailing. Co-host, Ed Kaluka. Featuring dangerous Dan Margetta. And Brian Schmidt. LTN is a caller-driven program, and your participation is encouraged by calling 414-421-7901. That's 414-421-7901. Now, the creator and host of the fastest hour in radio, Todd Bailing.
And welcome to the program. Glad you could join us. Our partner and friend Ed Kaluka is back from his 1-week hiatus last week. This has been a terribly difficult week for the Kaluka family. And we're happy that Ed is joining us once again. Ed, great to have you back.
Yeah, a couple of things made it easier. An hour on the phone with Matt Kenseth was one. But the 150 people or so that were at the eulogy, which Todd did a fantastic job.
Your daughter Kathleen was the real hero of that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Along with Matt Klug. Matt Klug, he stayed over because we were going to have this eulogy. He stayed over from Charlotte, came up here from Charlotte. It turns out his mother had a stroke the night before the eulogy.
For those of you who don't know the name, Matt Klug is did you even know this, Ed? He's the PR guy for Spire Motorsports.
Right. He's got about 3 agents. He was also the PR guy for when Michael was at RCR. He was there when Scotty was there, when Michael was there, and he's been in a family since high school.
Best friends with Michael.
Yes. So Todd kicked it off and handed it off to him, and then Kathleen took over.
Several folks stood up and told stories, and it was very.
But I got to thank the girls. That Kathleen has got this group of people that they're awesome together. I mean, the things that all the picture boards you saw, the shirt that was framed, everything that was done with Samantha, my granddaughter, Samantha Frankie, Kathleen, obviously, Amy Frankie, Shelley
Behrens,
thanks, Todd. Michelle Earnhardt, Lorraine Peterman, and Linda McGuire. Those girls are they're a group of girls. Everybody knows you have a group of friends. They're awesome, and the things they accomplish. If you ever get a chance to go to a party that's thrown by my daughter and these girls, you are in for a treat.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
But anyhow, they did a fantastic job. Along with my grandson Matthew, who helped all that. Oh, and a special thanks to Dennis Lampman, who brought his golf cart because
helped people up down the hill.
Up and down the hill. I mean, he's shuttling people back and forth, and Dennis did an awesome job. Thank you. And the Thielen family, who made it comfortable for everybody. Todd Thielen's wife is a saint, man.
Elizabeth is, yes. And
Elizabeth is... You people need to get to know Elizabeth. That's all I'm telling you. I mean, she is such a sweet lady and was accommodating with everything that we had at Slinger Speedway. Thank you, Todd. Thank you, Linda. It was just awesome. But
well, it's great to have you back. And how's I mean, Susie took it as hard as anyone, and how's she doing, by the way?
She's doing better. I mean, Kathleen helped. She said, Mom, you had to understand, Michael was never going to live to be an old man. And we all knew that because of the pain. For that people that don't know, they had steel rods in his back to straighten his spine out from you look like a question mark when he was growing up. And they did the surgery and put them steel rods in, and they're hooked to your spinal cord, all the way down along your spinal cord. And these hooks are growing into the bones. And over the years, the pain was, he could manage it with marijuana, But then that didn't work, and he started going out to worse stuff. And we almost lost him a year and a half ago. But I got him back thanks to my grandson, Matthew. He went down with my van and rented a trailer down there and loaded his ass up and brought him home.
From Cincinnati.
From Cincinnati. And that took 3 months, along with the help from Scotty, because Scotty knew what to do with Michael to bring him down. And that took 3 months, almost 4 months. And he was clean. I mean, he was working at Hendrick. He was working at Hefner Racing Products. The people at Hefner's loved him. Troy's daughter, who wants to follow in the footprints of her father at the plant, she worked with Michael, and she was really tore up about Michael. But all the people that company with the 60, 70 employees, every one of them, like everybody, well, Todd, you tell them, everybody that ever met Michael.
Oh, yeah. Well, he was a shining light, no doubt. And the guy always had a smile on his face, always had time for people, and definitely going to be missed. And not just by his family. He had many, many friends, some which came quite a way to be at his celebration of life at Slinger.
Jay Fry.
Yeah. There were flowers there from Jay Fry, who's now, I guess, the president of the IndyCar series. Is that
under Penske? Yeah.
Okay.
He called Klug, Matt, and they want to do a golf tournament in Mike's honor. In Shark, go. You guys talk. Go, Todd.
Sorry, I wasn't. Either way, as the Klukas and the whole family deals with the loss of their son, we're all behind them. Ed's going to try and get through this program, and we're going to talk a little bit about what's going on in the world of NASCAR. And if you'd like to, I beg your pardon?
Please do.
If you'd like to call the program and be a part of it, you can do so at 414-421-7901. And as by now, you've all heard, Eric Almirola actually won a race and threw the playoffs into a little bit of a tizzy. The big loser, the big winner was Eric Almirola getting into the race. The big loser was Richard Childress. He was in line to have 2 cars in by points. And right now, only one of his 2 cars is going to go in by points, but there's more to it than that. Dan Margetta, it all has to do with, is there going to be a new winner perhaps?
Well, that's the thing that's really going to throw it even more into a loop is if somebody outside that a new winner, especially outside the top 16, could knock another person off, because the playoff field is the regular season champion, the point leader, plus the next 15 winners, and it's getting close now. There's only what 2 or 3 spots left, I think.
Yeah, right now. Well, of course, there are 13 winners, and the 3 spots are the 11 car is 283 positions to the good, and also, if you win the regular season, you have a shot, you have a spot in the playoffs. But then next is the 4 car, and they're at 82 points to the good. So they're pretty much in the show with 4 races to go before the points regular season is done. They're pretty much in, unless we had 2 new winners. If we have 1 new winner, Childress is going to have both of his cars out right now, because Almirola won. One of his 2 cars isn't going to make it, and now it's the 3 car. The 8 car is 5 points to the good, and the 3 cars 5 points behind. So one of those 2 seemingly will make it, as long as there isn't another new winner. So that's what's happened right now. Here's a good question to throw out there. Of all the people that have not won, and I guess you would have to subtract the 11 and the 4 car from that, because they're going to be in, looks like either way. Who's the most likely new winner? If I had to make a guess, I would say it's the 23 at Daytona. That's been known to happen in the past. When NASCAR wants to have somebody in, they find a way. Am I just a conspiracy theorist?
Wow.
Probably. We'll be right back.
From racing engines to street engines, long blocks to turnkey packages, or complete custom engines. Just ask and Wagner Automotive can fill your needs. All backed by many years of racing experience. These years of experience have provided reliability and performance that customers need to win races. Wagner's has been building championship winning engines for top teams from NASCAR to short tracks in your backyard. This expertise has carried over to street engines they supply to top custom car builders. The Wagner Company in the heart of Wisconsin is outfitted with the state-of-the-art machinery necessary to design, manufacture, build, and test custom engines and their accessory parts. Dyno services are independently available for anyone needed to test their engine. Wagner's Company can also provide you or your company with production CNC machining or welding services. All your questions and requests are handled personally by Casey Wagner. Just give us a call at 920-394-3557 or visit our website at wagnerautomotive.com.
Get your tickets now for the Imsa Sports Car Championship and Imsa Michelin Pilot Challenge, August 5th through the 8th at Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin's Road America. This will be one of the most incredible sports weekends of sports car racing in the world and great family fun. Fan activities include car corrals, fan forum, sports car parade laps, autograph session, on-site camping, and more. Get your printed home tickets today at roadamerica.com. Come for the experience, stay for the race. Road America, your national park of speed.
The summer heat is on, and PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend has everything you need with fresh mulch arriving daily. From premium hardwood mulch to hemlock and pine bark to EnviroMulch in red, gold, chocolate brown, and black colors. PMF also has a large variety of decorative stone and granite, as well as field stone, topsoil, and compost. For all your landscaping needs, visit PMF Landscape Supply, 5470 River Road in West Bend. Call 262-338-8800 or visit pmflandscape.com. Friends of racing for many years. PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend.
This,
keep it on the down low here,
is the Dan Patrick Show.
We keep waiting for, is it Rory? Rory hadn't won a major in, 7 years? Jordan Spieth played well, but all it does is illuminate what Tiger did. But if Colin Morikawa can do this in his first 2 tries, Open Championship and the PGA, maybe he is a golfer to beat in the coming years.
Dan Patrick.
The Dan Patrick Show.
Weekday mornings after 8 a.m. on the Big 920 and Big920.com.
All right, before we go any further, we wanted to make sure that Ed's granddaughter, Samantha Flannery, was noted. Ed may have given a different name there. You know, there's a lot on his mind. He's had a lot to think about and deal with recently. So give him a break if he doesn't remember his granddaughter's last name.
Oh, my God.
You know,
nice. Slap me in the face, Todd.
Listen, Ed, try that Prevagen stuff. And then for everything else, there's Viagra. So between the two, you'll be fine.
Oh, my God.
If you'd like to call the show, 414-421-7901. We talked a little bit about...
So how many races are left before the chase is over?
4 more races. And, Dan, it's kind of a wide array, huh?
Yeah, it is. I mean, 2 road courses coming up next with Watkins Glen and then Indy. They're on the Indy road course, which will be a first time there. The last cutoff race is at Daytona, which is a total crapshoot there as far as who could win. I'm trying to think of the one in between. I don't have it. Michigan. Now. Michigan. Okay. But so, I mean, there's opportunities there. 3 of those 4 races have an opportunity for a crazy winner because road course races always end up having something like that go on. And Daytona, anybody can win it. And you mentioned the 23 car. How about the 21? And the 21 could be good enough to win. I mean, there's a couple cars out there that may be able to sneak one out here and really mess everything up.
Yeah, or not mess it up, but Ross Chastain is another one. Think of that, That car could win.
Wrong.
He could.
I don't know, Ed.
Anybody can win at Daytona, guys.
Been running a lot better.
Yeah, but the man is wild, man. Crazy, man. He's crazy, man.
Yeah.
He has to hit every car he passes. He doesn't feel good enough if he just passes them. He's got to bump them. He's got to rub them. He's got to move them. And then he's found some grooves that don't exist. Below the lines, way below the lines, on the flat.
It's an entertainment medium, Ed.
Yeah, he's filling the bill. He's filling the bill.
He's definitely entertaining. Well, one thing you have to say about Ross Chastain is, and along with his teammate as the Cheap Chip sold the place. They're getting better all of a sudden. Kurt won a race and is into the chase or playoffs or whatever the hell they call it this year. But I don't think it is beyond fantasy that Ross Chastain win one yet. He's I'll tell you one thing. As bad as that car was, and I think we saw as bad as it could possibly get last year, but this guy recently has gotten a lot better in that car.
You know what happened?
What's that?
The threat of losing your job. Everybody in that place is now they're showing what they can do to keep their jobs with the new owners come in. Okay? From the guy who works on a surface plate all the way up to the driver. They're all trying to prove their worth. And that when that light switch was flipped and said, man, we better show what we're worth to keep our jobs,
A little motivation goes a long way sometimes. Yeah, since Trackhouse bought it, and they're going to cut back. I mean, we don't know who's going to make the cut. Is it going to be Kurt Busch? Is it going to be Ross Chastain? Kurt obviously has a lot more experience and might be able to bring more to the table overall, but it's a short-term thing, and Ross Chastain might be a better long-term answer to that but there's other drivers. There's look at all the other drivers that are all sniffing around and looking for a ride. How many of them are bringing money? That's what the whole thing is about. Dan, with those 4 races coming up, a crapshoot winner is not out of the question, right?
No, not at all. I mean, obviously every road course has its own kind of quirks in it, and you got to position yourself at the right place at the right time, and strategy really comes into play on road courses. And that's Watkins Glen and Indy. They never run Indy. The Cup cars haven't been on it yet ever, so that's the first time there. And Michigan's probably the one normal one that you got. You can maybe kind of, if you have a team that's strong enough that hasn't won yet, then maybe you can circle that as, okay, this is where we really got to shine. And Daytona, it's talk about being in the right place at the right time. I mean, who knows where you got to be there? It's you scramble them up and throw the cars out and pick a number, and that's you're going to get a win out of that. And that's the final cutoff race. So,
speaking of Michael McDowell, yeah,
right,
pretty much that can happen. So, if you have a thought on who might be the surprise winner as we're getting down to the end of the regular season, that would be another good reason to give us a call. There was after the New Hampshire race, there was something that happened that I don't totally understand. L1 penalties, I guess that's the lowest level, right? Anyone?
And a level system, it is. I mean, it's still a pretty serious one. It's not. I think it goes up like L2, L3.
Yeah.
The higher up the scale, the worse you are. But it's not. It wasn't just a minor infraction. I think it was enough to cost you some points and some people get suspended, right?
Yeah, some money. Okay, so the Hendrick cars, the 9 and the 48 cars, got these L1 penalties after New Hampshire. Mr. Hendrick, through his spokesman, said it was merely an oversight. Well, when you break rules, does it matter really if it's an oversight or what the problem is? I don't think they're going to contest it. But Ed, what was it about?
It was about engines. Engines are sealed and assigned to car numbers, and you have to run the engine. But the problem came, Dan. What the 9 car had a winning engine and ended up in the 48.
Yeah, you can only use the engine so many times, and it doesn't matter what car number it's in unless it was a first-time winning engine. So the 9 engine won. It had to stay in the 9 car. And in this case, it was over in the 48 car. If the 9 hadn't won with that engine, hadn't won before, I don't think it would have been a problem. But because that was a winning engine from the 9 car, it had to stay in the 9 car.
What
does that make any sense?
What is the sense of that? What are they trying to
well,
show?
I think what they're trying to do is you don't just build a super power plant for one race kind of thing.
That goes back to my old Mario Andretti story. Mario Andretti could not get out of his own way with Holman and Moody's Fords. They're on their way to Daytona the next day, and what is Andretti figured there's something up with these engines. He got in a truck early in the morning before anybody got there, and here set those engines that are going in the cars. And there's tape on a manifold. Said A.J. Foyt, Farnelli Jones, down here at Mario Andretti. He took the tape off of Foyt's engine and put it on his, and put his tape on AJ's engine. and Mario went out and won the race, and Foyt was pissed.
Well, that'll do it, I suppose.
But that's not what they're trying to do here. It has something to do with how many times you run a block. Right, Dan? You can only run an engine 16 times, or you have the right to run it 16 times and it's got to go away.
Right, you only run it so many times. But then the rule with the winning engine going in the same car is because they want to prevent a team, I think, from, I need to win a race, so let's just build a time bomb for one race. And so what happens after that? Well, now, this way, if you do that and you win your race, you the next time around you have to use that same engine, and it's probably going to hurt you.
Well, they had rules for it. Matt, we'll sneak away now. It doesn't seem like it's a big deal to us, but what do we know? There was $25,000 in points involved, so it must be a big deal about something, that's for sure. We'll be back.
As a growing manufacturing company, we needed security solutions. We chose Bonafide because of the services they offer, pricing, and trusted reputation. But it's their outstanding service and support that convinced us we made the right choice with Bonafide.
When businesses need security, they contact Bonafide Security Solutions. From locks and alarms to safes and surveillance, we do it all. We are Bonafide. We protect what you value. For your free security survey, call us today or visit bonafidesafe.com.
Miller Sales and Service is the Midwest's #1 Bravo trailer dealer for customer service and satisfaction. Serving the area since 1939, Miller's is located on the corner of Highway 57 and K in Random Lake. As the Midwest's #1 Bravo trailer dealer, Miller's has all kinds of Bravo trailers from 8 feet to 48 feet in stock. They also have a selection of B&B utility and dump trailers, reliable and Chilton open aluminum and steel trailers. With over 50 pre-owned low-mileage cars, trucks, and SUVs, Miller's has just the vehicle you are looking for. Miller's also carries a full line of Alumacraft boats and Manitou pontoon boats, complete with Evinrude outboards. Why not buy from racers who know what racers want and need? With Miller's Sales and Service on the corner of Highway 57 and K in Random Lake. Call Jerry, Tom, or Brad Miller today at 920-994-4358. That's Miller's Sales and Service, 920-994-4358.
This,
keep it on the down low here,
is the Dan Patrick Show.
But what you saw with Giannis last night is he got better and better and better. But inside, he's so slithering, unguardable. And Giannis down low against Ighten, who's a pretty good defender. But even when they're trying to double team, he was just wonderful. Plus, you can't help but root for him.
Dan Patrick. The Dan Patrick Show.
Weekday mornings after 8 on the Big 920 and Big920.com.
And welcome back to the program. One of our loyal commenters, Aaron Baird, pointed out. Well, that wasn't him that came up with that great idea. The next winner will be Josh. Where the hell is my free pizza, Bilicki? So,
wow,
that could happen.
Never say never. Never say never.
Never say never.
I mean, I remember when our buddy Greg Emmer was on the 34 car with James Busher, and they were like 1,000 to 1 in Vegas. And we were kind of laughing about it to him, boy, I should just go put $100 on you and then become a millionaire if you win this deal. And then was it Pocono or was it Dover where it rained and they were out front and they got that win? And I couldn't believe it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Of course, I never made any bets on it, but
yeah.
The problem with Bilicki is he's outside of the top 30. So even if he did win, I don't think it was. He's
you're right.
Well over 100 points out of.
But he's not
30.
that far out, is he?
That's over 100.
Oh, he is. Okay.
Yeah.
Boy. Yeah, that was Mike Dickerson that came up with that great idea there, and thanks for that, Mike. Ed, this was a big week. It's kind of like Christmas in July. The next gen car started arriving at the teams this week.
Yeah, the cars are produced by a company from Michigan who relocated a plant to Charlotte. Unique Technique. They're not very well respected, but anyhow, I don't like them. But Technique got the contract for building these cars, and it comes in kit form. It's in 3 pieces. The part the driver sits in, which is called the center section, that has a cage and a roof line and all that to it. And then the rear clip, which is bolted onto the the cage, the center section, and a front clip that is bolted onto the front clip. So in the past, that was in fact, we were making parts for those cars. We built like 10, 15 of those. We built 10 or 15 Cup cars for Toyota. And what they liked was we had a unique frame rail that we could take a one-piece rail and laser cut it and then have bends so it would go from the front of the car to the back of the car, not welded individual pieces. And it was a unique design, and the metal that was used was good. It was I can't tell you. I'm not going to tell you what it was, but it was good stuff. And we were in the running with Greg Finelli from Stock Car Steel of Hefner Racing Products, GHI Laser, making the tubing. The original plan is that we would make kits to build the whole car, and then you'd TIG weld it together. Well, what NASCAR wanted was a company that would assemble the whole car, and we're not into that. No way. So they came up with this theory of making a car like a model that's bolted together. So if you wreck a rear clip, you just unbolt it from the center section and bolt on a new rear clip. You don't have to bother straightening it or straightening metal or nothing. You unbolt the rear clip and bolt on another one. If you damage the front clip, okay, you just unbolt the front clip and bolt on another one.
Cheap. It's about being cheap, right? Easily replaceable at a decent, not put you out of business price.
Right. It's going to be not only that, the amount of mechanics, of welders and fabricators that are going to be lost, because this car is a bolt-together piece. No talent. Just follow the instructions that came in the box. Put part A with part B. Bolt it all together. You'll have a couple of guys that work the surface plate to make the final adjustments on the car. The shock engineer is going to be worth his weight in gold because that's the most valuable adjustable part of the car now. There are no Panhard bars. There might be some sway bar action going on. I'm not sure yet till I see the finished product. At one point, Hendrick had a contract for making the sway bars. Now, the sway bar would be hard to explain, but it's an adjustable bar like an Indy car. The bar is adjusted for fuel load. As the car, when you come in for a pit stop, you turn the bars back to full upright. Then you get your load of fuel, and as the fuel burns off, you have to keep tuning his bars to soft.
Wow.
Until the next fuel load. Like Tom Sneva, when he crashed at Indianapolis really bad that time, he had screwed up. He had his bars at full soft, got the full load of fuel, did not go back to full stiff, and he went in on the corner and the whole thing just went nuts.
So it's another pretty important piece to the driver's responsibilities now.
Well, in an Indy car it is. I don't know if it's going to become that responsibility in a Cup car. I don't see only 17 gallons of fuel. An Indy car is carrying a lot of weight around the top of the car.
Ed, many years ago, you told me that it shouldn't be, and it's not about what the cars are. It's now, if everything else is equal, it's all about the best drivers, which is what it should be about in the first place. And
well, the XRS cars, which you saw 6 races, was a prime example of that. These cars were all set up by one driver. Very little adjustments were allowed. They were allowed one spring rubber, one turn on the Panhard bar, and that's basically it.
And Tony Stewart is the best driver of the bunch they had. And guess what? He won a championship, right?
Yeah, and that's going into this thing next year. It's going to be driver talent. I don't care how much money you come with. You better come with talent. You can't buy any more pieces, better pieces. The pieces are what they are, except for the engine. The engine still is built by the Hendrick Motorsports, RCR, TRD, that is still, an entity of itself. But the car itself is just, it's a kit car. transmission, transaxle, everything. The uprights come from Jack Roush. That's the front spindle assembly. Everything. The 18-inch 1600 aluminum wheels. So.
Wow. Well, it certainly will be in the driver's hands, that's for sure. We will be back with you.
Get your tickets now for the Imsa Sports Car Championship and Imsa Michelin Pilot Challenge, August 5th through the 8th at Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin's Road America. This will be one of the most incredible sports weekends of sports car racing in the world and great family fun. Fan activities include car corrals, fan forum, sports car parade laps, autograph session, on-site camping, and more. Get your printed home tickets today at roadamerica.com. Come for the experience, stay for the race. Road America, your national park of speed.
As a growing manufacturing company, we needed security solutions. We chose Bonafide because of the services they offer, pricing, and trusted reputation. But it's their outstanding service and support that convinced us we made the right choice with Bonafide.
When businesses need security, they contact Bonafide Security Solutions. From locks and alarms to safes and surveillance, we do it all. We are Bonafide. We protect what you value. For your free security survey, call us today or visit bonafidesafe.com.
This week on NASCAR Live, Tyler Reddick stopped by.
It's definitely an interesting situation. Not ideal for RCR. We've been, not just myself and the 3, but the 99, the 43, we've all been working together all year long, and really been doing a good job making our cars better. So, it's gonna be an interesting time.
There's much more waiting for you each week on NASCAR Live.
Follows Jim Trado and the Racing Roundup Tuesday night at 6 on the Big 920 and Big920.com.
Oh, I'm sure they'll mention LTN over there. All right, Ed, what you were talking about with those cars, now that it's going to be in the driver's hands, supposedly, and now I'm just throwing this out there, this is where we have heard, well, that guy, he might be a back marker. You might think he stinks, but you put him in a car completely equal with every other car, and he will win races. Well, we're about to find that out, right?
Except for the engine.
All right.
I mean, those back markers that are running back there are not going to be putting that $70,000 engine in every week. Okay. Jimmy Means comes to mind. Jimmy Means made a career, a living in racing with spare parts out of Hendrick's back door. Anything that got rejected, thrown out, and Mr. Hendrick said to him, you don't ever have to buy a piece. You come here and go through our scrap. You can have anything you want. And he built his own engines for years. And some of these back markers are to that level that they're putting $10,000 engines made out of pieces that are discarded by other teams. And they're at a big disadvantage. They won't have the horsepower that the front running cars have. But the car themselves, yes, they'll be on a very equal footing from one car to another. I mean, 18-inch wheels, 10 inches wide, 14 square inches of contact patch more than they've had in the past.
But it's independent. Everybody's got the same thing, though, right? I mean, so that part should come out. That should be a wash. They all had the same amount before, but now everything is going to be the same.
But before, we had the situation that we're in right now. Hendrick has something that nobody else has found yet.
Yeah.
Toyota had it for a while. Haas had it for a while. Okay? Well, now everybody will have it for a while. That they'll all be on the same footings. Like I say, the shock setups, but it's independent rear suspension. It's the same components throughout the car. So, it's going to be a level playing field. What'd you say, Dan?
Well, yeah, that's kind of what it's designed for, isn't it? I mean, it was kind of to take all that other kind of. It's kind of. I like having ingenuity and like be able to do things, and they've kind of taken a lot of that away. But a big part of it is to keep everybody on a more level playing field, right? I mean, they don't want. I guess they don't want to have to go try to police people trying little different things all the way. If they can keep it all the same, it's easier on their part to keep everything equal, right?
Hey, Brian, would you think Garrett Smithley is suddenly going to be competitive?
No, I don't think so. I mean, it still all boils down to where the car is coming from and what shop and what kind of people you have around you. I mean, it's always about the people, and if you don't have the right people around you, I don't think it's going to make that big of a difference.
You're right, Brian.
It's all about the people. Remember, Robbie Reiser told us that a long time ago. It's about the people. Well, when the cars are equal, the rest is about the people.
Exactly.
And, we're about to find out this theory. The whole idea that racing has become so expensive and they're trying to make it more affordable, correct?
Well, the thing that we haven't gone into yet is the information that's flowing off these cars. And how they use that information, the technology that's coming. One of the things that's going to be very good about this car is the diffuser and the ground force. Downforce. That's not downforce, ground force. Ground force is sucking the car down with the air that goes underneath the car. Downforce is what the air goes over the top of the car. Downforce is what we fought with for years. Remember, Todd, when the Ford would say Chevrolet is cheating, I need 2 inches more spoiler.
All the time.
Now it's gone. That's all gone.
I remember that big aircraft carrier deck with the Chevys got that one year. But now, another thing you look at for next year and going on too is look at your ownership situation, how it's changing. I mean, there is a changing of the guard here. Your Childress is still around, Hendrick's still around, Roush is halfway around. Gibbs is there, but then you're going to have Keselowski in the mix. You're going to have Denny Hamlin in the mix. Justin Marks is coming through. I mean, that's going to really kind of the way business is done too is going to change because you have all these new guys coming through.
And
go ahead.
No, really. That's the whole thing. Trackhouse is a respectable team the way they are, and suddenly they're going to get a dose of being the same as everybody else. That could be a team that you got to watch out for. This new 99. Are they going to keep 99? Probably, huh?
Probably. And the other car probably 142. Yeah, depending on which one stays. But remember before we always thought about who would be the guy that would step up or who would Earnhardt was kind of the guy that would go in the trailer and kind of grab NASCAR and say, "Oh, you're doing this wrong." And nobody kind of stepped up lately. Do you know who that guy is slowly becoming? And I never really saw it getting that way, but I think it's Denny Hamlin. Yes. I think Hamlin's the guy that's starting to do that.
Really? He's not afraid to go in there and speak his mind. Well, and he's a winner. That's a good thing. He's never been a champion, and I think Keselowski is probably a better guy to have that responsibility. But of course, this week it was announced officially, and Keselowski was introduced as the new driver owner of the number 6 car at Roush, and he is going to be the man there. It's a long-term ownership kind of a thing. Keselowski said there were 4 key components to him making the move that he did. The first one is he wanted ownership. The second one is he wanted a multi-year driving contract, and Penske was not willing or able to give that to him. Are you kidding me? I would think that Penske, to keep a driver of that caliber, would have gone out of his way to assure it and get somebody to find me the money to pay this guy. Number 3 was he wanted a leadership role in the company. He wants to be able to walk in and talk and have people listen. They have a competition committee over there at Roush, and he is going to be right in the thick of it when we're talking. And the 4th key component to why Keselowski wanted to do it, he wants a role in racing when his driving days are over. And this is going to do it. I mean, Mr. Roush is, Ed, what would you say, roughly 80 maybe?
He's all that plus all the physical, all the airplane crashes he's been through. He can't see out of one eye and the other one's blind.
Yeah. So he's got...
I'm just curious.
Not ahead of him.
How's he going to work with Newmark? That's Steve Newmark, and how will that work together?
I think that Mr. Keselowski may straighten that out.
Okay. I mean, Newmark came in 2010. That's when he came into Roush. And if you look at historically where Roush was in the last 10 years, I mean, that's kind of when the decline happened. Now, I don't know if you're going to blame it all on one guy, but that's just what the history says, and I wonder how that would work. Will he be able to work with that and make that all together? What he's saying is right.
The question I have is, Is he going to shut down the place where Robbie Reiser used to work?
No. Cam? No, that's going to stay. That's going to be his other business. I'll tell you, Mr. Keselowski is he's making himself a very responsible guy. He's gonna be cut very thin at what he's all got to do. He's got to run Cam Industries. He's going to be a part owner in Roush Fenway. He's going to drive the car. It's a busy time for Brad Keselowski, that's for sure. 414-421-7901. We'll be right back.
Miller Sales and Service is the Midwest's #1 Bravo trailer dealer for customer service and satisfaction. Serving the area since 1939, Miller's is located on the corner of Highway 57 and K in Random Lake. As the Midwest's #1 Bravo trailer dealer, Miller's has all kinds of Bravo trailers from 8 feet to 48 feet in stock. They also have a selection of B&B utility and dump trailers, reliable and Chilton open aluminum and steel trailers. With over 50 pre-owned low-mileage cars, trucks, and SUVs, Miller's has just the vehicle you are looking for. Miller's also carries a full line of Alumacraft boats and Manitou pontoon boats, complete with Evinrude outboards. Why not buy from racers who know what racers want and need? With Miller's Sales and Service on the corner of Highway 57 and K in Random Lake. Call Jerry, Tom, or Brad Miller today at 920-994-4358. That's Miller's Sales and Service, 920-994-4358.
Get your tickets now for the Imsa Sports Car Championship and Imsa Michelin Pilot Challenge, August 5th through the 8th at Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin's Road America. This will be one of the most incredible sports weekends of sports car racing in the world and great family fun. Fan activities include car corrals, fan forum, sports car parade laps, autograph session, on-site camping, and more. Get your printed home tickets today at roadamerica.com. Come for the experience, stay for the race. Road America, your national park of speed.
The summer heat is on, and PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend has everything you need with fresh mulch arriving daily. From premium hardwood mulch to hemlock and pine bark to EnviroMulch in red, gold, chocolate brown, and black colors. PMF also has a large variety of decorative stone and granite, as well as field stone, topsoil, and compost. For all your landscaping needs, visit PMF Landscape Supply, 5470 River Road in West Bend. Call 262-338-8800 or visit pmflandscape.com. Friends of racing for many years. PMF Landscape Supply in West Bend.
Get $1,000 in your head.
Oh my God, cool.
Just listen for the keywords to text in to win $1,000. Up to 12 times a day, weekdays.
Yes.
Right here.
Wow, thank you, man.
The Big 920 and thebig920.com.
And now the LTN Hour presents Dirt on the Dirt with Brian Schmidt.
Extremely busy week of racing in the area this week here. Beautiful weather for it. We'll start last week Sunday. We don't usually do this, but this is a very special event up at Luxembourg. It was the first annual Eric Van Ighten Memorial. Eric Van Ighten was a IMCA modified and dirt late model driver that passed away from that despicable disease we all know as cancer last winter. So they had a night to remember him. They had 210 cars in 4 divisions Sunday night up there. $7,000 to win for the IMCA modifieds. That went to Benji Lacrosse on a last corner, last lap pass. Remember his name? It'll come up later on in this report. $7,000 to win for the IMCA stock cars. That went to Devin Snellenberger. Tuesday up in Greenwood, Nebraska, the I-80 Speedway. The Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series started a week-long event there. Night number 1 for the I-80 National, $7,000 to win. That went to Brandon Overton. Wednesday night up at Francis Crick, the 141 Speedway. Night number 1 of the King of the Creek. The IMCA Modifieds were the headliners that night. Mike Mullen was your winner. Night number 2 in Greenwood, Nebraska for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. And another $7,000 to win. That went to Tyler Erb. Thursday up at Francis Crick, the 141 Speedway. The King of the Creek, $10,000 to win for the IMCA stock cars. Benji Lacrosse made a last corner, last lap pass to pick up that win. So now think about this. He won $17,000 last week, and he only led 2 laps.
Not even 2 laps, 2 corners.
Yeah, not even. Yeah, that's being pretty efficient, I would say. There were 88 stock cars there in the Grand Nationals that night. Kyle Coswell was your winner in the undercard there. Menominee, Wisconsin, the Red Cedar Speedway Thursday night for the Dunn County Fair race. The Wissota Late Models, A.J. Demo was your winner, and the USRA Limited Late Models went to Joe Provenzano. Springfield, Missouri, Thursday night, the UMP Summer Nationals, $5,000 to win. That went to Bobby Pierce. Mitch McGrath was there. He finished 7th. Greenwood, Nebraska, the final night of the I-80 Nationals, $30,000 to win. $30,000 to win on a Thursday night. Unbelievable. Tyler Erb was your winner there. Friday night, Gravity Park in the mods, it was John Schultz. The Grand Nationals was Justin Muehlbauer, and the stock cars was Carly Stadler. Seymour, the Outagamie County Speedway, the IRA Sprint cars were there for a fair race. Jake Blackhurst held off Scotty Field to pick up his first IRA win of the year. Shawano had a 2-day Midsummer Classic. Friday night was night number 1. The late models went to Nick Anvelink. The modifieds, Mike Mullen. And then Mike Mullen hopped in a stock car, and he won that feature also. So he had 3 feature wins on the week. Good week for him as well. Darlington, Wisconsin, the Lafayette County Speedway. In the limited eights, it was Jason Robbins. And the IMCA mods, it was Jeff Larson. That's Jeff Larson's 25th feature win of the year. Jeez. I was told by Eric Hienefeld yesterday, who announces up there. That's pretty incredible. Mm-hmm. Jim Falls, Wisconsin, Eagle Valley Speedway in the Wissota mods was Mike Anderson. Fountain City, Wisconsin, Mississippi Thunder Speedway in the USRA mods, it was Josh Angst. And the limited late models was Lance Hofer. Granite City, Illinois, Friday night, the Tri-City Speedway for the UMP Summer Nationals, 10,000 win. Bobby Pierce, that was feature win number 11 for him in the Summer Nationals alone. He's having a hell of a year. Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania, the William Grode Speedway Friday night for the World of Outlaw NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series. Sheldon Howden's was your winner. Last night at Plymouth in the late models was Justin Schmidt. I believe that's his 4th win in a row there. He's on a roll. In the MSA 360 Sprints, Brandon McMullen was your winner. That's his 2nd in a row. And in the Grand Nationals was Tyler Kulo. There's a theme here. Guys are really getting into their groove this season because we haven't had any rainouts. So the guys that are winning just keep on winning. Shawano last night, night number 2 with the Midsummer Classic. In the late models, Nick Anvelink. That's his 3rd in a row there. In the IMCA Modifieds, it was Marcus Yari. And the stock cars was Chucky Forster. Beaver Dam, the IRA Sprint cars, Blake Nimmey was your winner. And the Grand Nationals was Aaron Streblo. Wilmot, the IRA Wingless Sprints, Clayton Rossman was your winner. In the Modifieds, Chris Carlson. I can't even count how many wins that is.
That's 8th. I think it's 8th.
Okay. Yeah, he's on a roll. New Richmond, Wisconsin, Cedar Lake Speedway. In the late models, it was Jesse Glentz. In the modifieds, was A.J. Diemel. Rice Lake in the mods, it was Kevin Buzzy Adams. Ashland in the mods, it was Brandon Kopp. Sycamore, Illinois, the Badger Midgets were there. Chase McDermott was your winner. Lake of the Ozarks for the All-Star Circuit of Champions Sprint Cars. Christopher Bell picked up his first sprint car feature win in, I think, 2 or 3 years. Since NASCAR's got 2 weeks off here, these guys are finding other things to do, so congratulations to him. Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania, night number 2 at Williams Grove for the World of Outlaw Sprint Cars, $20,000 to win. That went to Brent Marks. Clarksville, Tennessee, the UMP Summer Nationals, $10,000 to win. Somebody other than Bobby Pierce finally won. Ashton Winger picked up the win. And finally, Greenwood, Nebraska last night, $53,000 to win for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series Silver Dollar Nationals. And Kyle Bronson picked up the win. Dan, that is by far his biggest win of his career.
That's got to be.
He's been knocking on a door for years of winning a big one, and he finally got one.
Killer Kyle Bronson is usually there, and usually something happens. Usually runs in a wall or something.
Yeah,
I haven't seen put it together.
I haven't seen the highlights, so we'll have to see. Maybe he bounced it off the wall for the win, but we'll have to check that out later. And that is everything for the week.
All right, in the world of asphalt racing, and thanks to our friend Paul Reichert, starting Thursday at Wisconsin International Raceway in Kaukauna. In the super late models, it was Bobby Kendall, your winner, and in the late models, it was Justin Wohler. Friday at Madison, they had twin features in the NASCAR late models. Stephen Scheel won one of them, and Zach Riddle won the other one. The Big 8 Series ran at State Park Speedway. That was the first of 2 nights in a row of the Deachin's Memorial Night. John Reynolds Jr. of Rockford was your winner up at in Wausau on Friday night. Then on Saturday, starting at Dells Raceway Park, Mike Litchfield was the winner in the late models. At Jefferson, it was Dale Nottestad, your winner in the late models. At La Crosse, they have those NASCAR late models. Steve Bachman was the winner. The ARCA Midwest Tour, night 2 of the Deachin's Memorial Night. Dan, you were there holding the camera for the thing, huh?
Yeah, it was kind of a last-minute deal. They needed a cameraman in an emergency situation, and I was heading up there with Brian anyways, so we worked out a deal, and I ran the camera last night for him.
And Ty Majeski won the Deachin's Memorial race.
That guy, I tell you, he started, I think,
11th.
12th, 11th.
11th.
He passed 10 cars in 30 laps on a track that is incredibly hard to pass at.
Oh, yeah.
And he did it, and he didn't even, he didn't do a lot of shoving or anything. That car just rotated the bottom like I've never seen a car rotate before, and he's just that good. Unbelievable.
Yes, the Southern Super Series ran at Five Flags in Pensacola. Chandler Smith was the winner, and I say that not so much because I want to bring attention to Chandler Smith, but Ross Kenseth raced. That's his home track. He lives in Pensacola. Didn't do that well, but he was 17th. However, we're starting to see his name pop up a little bit again, and that's
he came from the back to get there, though.
Yeah, he's been running some of the Southern Super Series is what it was. They ran Friday night and Saturday. Bubba Pollard won on Friday night. for the first time in a long time. And then Kenseth has been running down there in that Super Series. If you win that series, you get a provisional, I think, in the Snowball. That's why everybody goes down. Johnny DeAngelis went down there and ran those races, too.
That's right.
He didn't do as well.
And we'll give you the results from Slinger Speedway when we come back.
From racing engines to street engines, long blocks to turnkey packages, or complete custom engines, just ask and Wagner Automotive can fill your needs. All backed by many years of racing experience. These years of experience have provided reliability and performance that customers need to win races. Wagner's has been building championship winning engines for top teams from NASCAR to short tracks in your backyard. This expertise has carried over to street engines they supply to top custom car builders. The Wagner Company, in the heart of Wisconsin, is outfitted with the state-of-the-art machinery necessary to design, manufacture, build, and test custom engines and their accessory parts. Dyno services are independently available for anyone needed to test their engine. Wagner's Company can also provide you or your company with production CNC machining or welding services. All your questions and requests are handled personally by Casey Wagner. Just give us a call at 920-394-3557 or visit our website at wagnerautomotive.com.
Get your tickets now for the Imsa Sports Car Championship and Imsa Michelin Pilot Challenge, August 5th through the 8th at Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin's Road America. This will be one of the most incredible sports weekends of sports car racing in the world and great family fun. Fan activities include car corrals, fan forum, sports car parade laps, autograph session, on-site camping, and more. Get your printed home tickets today at roadamerica.com. Come for the experience, stay for the race. Road America, your national park of speed.
Talking Golf is on the air. This is Paul Brown inviting you to join Ryder Cup captain Steve Stricker, Dennis Tiziani, Gary D'Amato, and me as we take you inside the ropes of the PGA Tour and the Ryder Cup. Gary will have the latest golf news from the Badger State and beyond, and Dennis will have a tip or two on how you can improve your game. That's Talking Golf, Monday night right here at 6 p.m. on the Big 920, Milwaukee's sports station.
All right, Fix for Free. Ty Gibbs won at Iowa yesterday in the ARCA series. I forgot to throw that in there, and he's been pretty awesome in that series. Last week at the Slinger Speedway, Richie Bickle Jr. won his that's his second feature this year that he's won out there, Dan, right?
Yeah, and get this. I mean, he's running for points. He's leading the points. He won the championship in 1989. I mean, 32 years between titles would be quite the deal.
And imagine that. Jordan DeVoy won in the late models. Tonight is Hog Night. They'll have a bunch of cool Harleys on the track. Plus, we have a bike giveaway for kids. I think the ages are 6 to 11. I don't have that right in front of me, but I'm pretty sure but it's for kids anyway, and be a good night to bring the kids out to the track. You know, Dan, I was thinking about that. Here we are. Rich Bickle's last season of racing. He's the point leader at Slinger Speedway. If you come out to Slinger Speedway on a weekly basis, not only do you get to see Rich Bickle trying to win championships 32 years apart, you get to see our future star, Luke Fenhaus. You get to see our defending champion, Steve Apel. You get to see our perennial threats, Alex and Dennis Prunty. Dennis has already won 3 times this year. You get to see new challengers who are really good, Ryan DeStefano, Brad Keith, R.J. Braun, and you get to see legends like Conrad Morgan and Brad Miller every week. It's just a fantastic show, and as the season wears down, I mean, here we are at the end of July. We have just August to Labor Day for the super late models, and they're done. I mean, it's winding up here.
It's getting down to it. That's why it's kind of fun to watch some of this point stuff. You know, I mean, Fenhaus is a great qualifier. He sets fast times just about every week.
Yeah, and every week
you get points for qualifying. So you know, I mean, and Rich is winning races, and it's going to be a pretty good fight for them. And Steve hasn't won a race yet. I don't think I've gone this far in the year without Steve Apel winning. He's been there. He just has to come through. And R.J. Braun running that car, he was close second. You know, DeStefano got a win.
Alex Prunty has a brand new car, and that he's run 3 times now.
Right, and you never know who's going to show up. You know, it's like last week, Gabe Summers showed up. You know, it seems like guys come in. Jesse Love came that one week and won. You know, it's a pretty good mix of cars to come watch.
By the way, when Jesse Love won, you don't suppose they did anything different to the car between Sunday and Thursday, do you? Because he was illegal on Thursday. So was he legal when he won? I was just wondering. Not just throw that out there.
His name's on a trophy. That's all I know.
Don't go there, Tom.
Yeah, I know. Just they didn't check that week. And there's a lot more guys that race every week too with us, and it sure makes for a great show. And if you haven't been out to Slinger yet, my God, it's a good night to have an ice cold beer and watch some hot racing tonight at Slinger Speedway. That's for
in case you're wondering, the word True Track comes to mind.
True Track.
Mm-hmm.
What is that?
It's a differential in the rear end that's very expensive and high maintenance that they're not allowed to run at Slinger.
And that's what maybe Jesse Love might have had in his car. Well,
could be. I don't know.
There's no asterisk going to be on his name for his first time ever there win. But there's always that hanging out there. All right. Well, NASCAR, as you know, is taking off this week and next week because the Olympics are on NBC. I
can't wait to watch.
Never mind.
There's a lot of racing in the Olympics.
Yeah.
You get to see people swimming to race. You get to see people running to race. You get to people rowing boats to race.
That's right. There's a lot of racing.
I think Lee Diffie even does some of it, so you get the sound of it.
Brian and I are going on the road next week. We're gonna take a trip to Illinois.
Yes. Oh, you're going to Fairbury?
Yep, the Prairie Dirt Classic. They didn't have it last year, which means this year is going to be twice as crazy as always. That town loves racetracks. I mean, they love the race fans. It's like a Knoxville type setting there. When that race is over, the bank in town sponsors the check, and it's at midnight, and they run the car through town to go to the bank to make the deposit, and the people love it. They come out in the street, and nobody complains about noise. There's a race car running through town at midnight. It's pretty cool.
2 years ago, we were pulling out. And all of a sudden we heard this noise, and it's dark because you're driving through town. And I looked, and here's Brandon Shepard with his car, like right up under the bumper of my pickup truck as he's coming behind. Those cars, they only have 2 gears, so he's kind of chugging through town saying, "Get going here, dude." We pulled in and watched him take the pictures in the drive-through of the Bank of Pontiac there. So,
Ryan, you took a picture?
Can you believe that?
It's hard to believe. How far is it to Fairbury?
It's about a 3-hour drive from here. So it's not that far, but it's sold out. So, usually we like to tell people to come on down and check out a race. If you're going to try to go to Fairbury, you're going to have a hard time getting in there because every single seat is sold out in there. They have a couple general admission seats that are going to open at like 1 o'clock, I think, on Friday. So I can only imagine what the I don't know what that place holds. There's seating all the way around it. So
it's just a neat town. We found I don't know if the guy will still be there. We found a guy that he was $20 parking his lawn both days because parking is hard to find. We took care of that, and Brian backed his truck up and keep going. We drove over his flowers and he didn't care.
Yeah.
For $20, I'll buy some new flowers here.
Yeah.
What is there to do in Central Illinois on a weekend?
We'll see if Kyle Larson shows up with his number 6 car or not. There's been talk maybe. He didn't race this week. The Outlaws don't have much of a big week next week. And this is a $50,000 to win event, and we'll see if his car owner brings out. That would be something. I don't think Kyle Larson's ever been there, so we shall see.
And alive. Big fun in Central Illinois, huh? 3-hour drive. Dan, are you televising the thing or no?
It'll be on Dirt Vision.
Yep, it'll be on.
Are you running the camera?
No. I'm just going to watch.
Okay. And what does it cost to watch it on Dirt Vision, as an example?
I think it's
package.
Yeah, it's part of a package. You can buy a monthly package for like $30 a month or something like that. So if you don't want to buy a whole year, you can buy that one for $30 and you get the whole month.
By the year, it's worth it.
Yes.
That's what they say, and you get a better price if you buy it for yearly.
Well, you don't have these hidden costs. You got every event's a different price. No, it's one buy. Kind of like Flow. Flow is awesome also.
Yeah, well, from what I've seen.
And Speed Shift TV, right, Dan?
No,
Speed Sport.
Yeah, Speed Sport.
Speed Sport TV.
And don't forget, there's always SlingerSpeedway.tv, and that's Dan Marquetta right there every week. Hey, thanks for tuning in. And thanks for making us a part of your Sunday morning. I wish we had a race we're going to watch on TV. Is there Formula on or any of that stuff?
Nothing.
Oh, my God. Well, we might as well watch the Brewers sweep the White Sox then. There's always that. And here's something we want you to remember. Real race cars have doors, even if they do climb in through the windows. Let's Talk NASCAR is produced and directed by Dangerous Dan Marquetta. Our in-house engineer, website coordinator, and king of the knobs is Matt Hangover Losi. Congratulations to my grandson, Jacob Bailing, who graduated from trade school this week and will become a mechanic at Ewald in Hartford this coming up. Congratulations.
And once again, thank you for everybody that came Thursday. We love you.
This program has come to you live from multiple locations via Skype. Any and all comments expressed on this show do not necessarily express the opinions of this station, its employees, or advertisers. Your comments are always welcome at mail@ltnradionetwork.com. Find us at facebook.com/LTN Radio Network. And thank you for your support since 1985. Tune in again next Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Central Time for the LTN Hour on the LTN Radio Network.